We've waited long enough, have we not, for the excitement, and we've had the cup overfloweth with excitement as the combined Supersports and the GP2 machines go through onto their second green flag lap. They qualify as one, irrespective of whether they are in category Supersport or category GP2, but when they cross the line for the checkered flag, they will then be separated out and the points allocated according to which class they are running in. The way in which they line up then overall will be as follows. In pole position, the dominant force. We didn't think we were going to see the likes of Jack Kennedy, who ran for the Appleyard McAdam Tyser squad last year, but this is his replacement, and he is doing a carbon copy at the moment. This is the Scottish rider, the 18-year-old from Perth in central Scotland, Rory Skinner. 4 starts, 4 victories. He takes pole position and he set a lap time of 55.357. James Westland, the evergreen 32-year-old from Hull, 2 times run-up in the British Supersports, back with Geerlink Kawasaki, 55.854, and completing the front row of the grid, the new kid on the block, becoming one of the big crowd favourites, Bradley Perry, the 20-year-old from Kendal, on his museum piece, Diamond H Racing R6 Yamaha, 55.959, completing the front row of the grid. Row 2, 69 Lee Johnston, 75 Jamie Perrin, 12 Bradley Jones, row 3, 4 Harry Truelove, 61 Ben Curry, 45 Scott Swan, row 4, 5 Mason Law, 55 Jack Scott, 57 Corey McGreevy, row 5, 34 Alistair Seeley, 13 Kurt Wigley, 28 James Rose, row 6, 7 Richard Kerr, 72 Cameron Horseman, 44 Dan Jones, row 7, 86 Charlie Nesbitt, 23 Kanan Armstrong, 47 Jake Archer, row 8, 6 Ross Patterson, 20 Tommy Oliver, 74 Rob Hartog, row 9, 76 Joey Thompson, 66 Cameron Fraser, 9 Phil Wakefield, and on the back row 99 Matt Wigley, and the battered and bruised number 5050 Jarl Boorboom. We get ready to go and we are racing 15 laps, 18 laps this is, then 18 laps for the sprint element. They go a little bit further tomorrow in the feature race, and following each of the teams, or following quite a number of the competitors during the free practice and qualifying, the big concern here will be the wear rate on the right hand side of the rear tyre. Rory Skinner, who did a race simulation yesterday, the right hand side of the tyre was absolutely made almost bold. It became a slick tyre on the right hand side, that treaded tyre of the Tyser's Yamaha. Well, is it going to have any sort of effect? It is Rory Skinner that leads this one, Rory, with that. It's almost a unique style. It's almost, for me, Larry Carter, if you think about it, it's almost Gary Lingham-esque. Oh, there's a rider going straight on down there Brooklands corner. That is Jamie Perrin running in 3rd or 4th place. Jamie Perrin running 3rd, but the rider went straight on down there at the end of the Hanger Straight, and I think he just made good use of the hard standing, so I think he will have rejoined the circuit, albeit will be a long ways back, that particular rider. They come through to complete lap number 1 in the order of Skinner, his teammate Bradley Jones, Jamie Perrin, James Westman, Bradley Perry, General Lee Johnson, Ben Curry, then the number 4 of Harry Truelove. It was then Richard Kerr, then it was red number 5, and red numbers are the GP2s, red 5 Mason Law, red 34 Alice Seeley, then 28, and that is James Rose, 57 Corey McGreevy, 45 Swan, red 44 Jones, red 86 Nesbitt, red 72 Horseman, 13 Kurt Wigley, red 55 Scott, 6 Patterson, red 47 Archer, 74 Hartog, and then red numbers Oliver, Thompson, Fraser, Wakefield, Boorboom, Wigley and Armstrong. We're back with the leaders.
You know who it reminds me of, Rory Skinner? Simon Crafer, Fred. I've often thought that, the way that he just sits very centrally on that motorcycle.
Oh, I thought you meant the way he talked. I thought you meant the way he was talking to you on that one. A little bit of a whisper from Simon Crafer. What about that victory on the Red Bull Yamaha, though, at Donington Park for Simon Crafer? I don't know. It's almost, for me, as I say, a Gary Lingham-esque, for those of you who can remember, the rider that was a big force at national and international level, Gary Lingham. Almost a sit-up style it is with, I tell you what, Jamie Perrin, he's relishing this one. It's been a long time since Jamie Perrin has been feeling other riders on his elbows, and he's doing it at the moment. He's got Bradley Jones there, Perrin's up into 2nd place. I'm so pleased, not just for Jamie, but his sister, who's been his biggest fan. down. And, of course, Mum and Dad, who have been behind him, hook, line and sinker through thick and mostly through thin, as number 12 looks on the side. Bradley Jones looks how we go. He's just ahead of James Westland on the whole, and that's a rider running himself then into Ward.
Skinner, Fred.
I thought it was the leader. I was going to say that was a Tyser's bike, and the only other Tyser bike ahead of him can be Bradley Jones. So that is Skinner. That has gone straight on, and he is going to lose this one. This is on lap number 3. Lap number 3 leading. Rory Skinner straight on. Let's just see what he comes through. Beckett's, he went, Brooklands rather. Let's see where he came through there, Rory Skinner. Came through in 11th place. Rejoined in 11th position, did Rory Skinner. Now that could make life very interesting indeed for a rider who has absolutely dominated the early, each and every one of the early rounds. I tell you what, Larry, this is a long, long time since we've said this. Jamie Perrin is the race leader. In fact, I don't think we've ever said it. I think this is the first time that Jamie Perrin has led a Quattro Group, a British Supersport Championship race of recent time, of any time as far as he is concerned. Just look to see what happened with Roy Skinner. It's a gearbox problem. Look, almost he couldn't get a gear there. He's flicking down on the left-hand side of the gearbox, and almost if he'd gone into a false neutral and couldn't find a gear there. If that is true, Larry, that could well be the forerunner of an ongoing and accumulating problem for number 11, Rory Skinner. His teammate's gone into the lead, and that then is Bradley Jones. Jones, Perrin, Pirrie, Westman, Johnson, Curry, Skinner still there in 11th place. What was his lap time? 56.1.
He's number 11, Fred. He's in 7th position. He's not quite as far down as that, but it looks like...
Oh, that's what I just said. I was just looking at him. There's 11 Skinner, and he put a lap time in faster than anybody up front, 56.1, which is a half a second quicker than Jones and Perrin, so he's back on case. So, in fact, it is not an ongoing problem there. That must have been just a one-off for the number 11 of Rory Skinner, and he... now, that's Mason Law to retire. That's the number 5 who leads the GP2 category. He is a retirement early on. I think that was Mason Law. Did I catch a sighting of Mason Law? And there's also a faller. Let's just see who that was. Where was that? Turn 1 was in. But Mason Law, it looks like a retirement.
Yeah, it was Mason Law to retire, Fred. So that's the championship leader in GP2 out of this one.
Bradley Jones, Jamie Perrin, Bradley Pirrie, Westmoreland and Keenan Armstrong. That was the rider that crashed. It was the number 23 of Keenan Armstrong who crashed out on the Ibbotson Motor Breakers Kawasaki. That's the number 23. Well, let's just go down a bit further down the running order, irrespective of GP2 or Supersport. 12 Jones, 75 Perrin, 97 Pirrie, 3 Westmoreland, 11 Skinner, up now to 5th position. Skinner, let me just reconfirm that he puts 56.4. He is still lapping faster than anybody else out there on the circuit. Well, not actually, because Seeley's putting the laps in now. 56.3. Alistair Seeley is actually the fastest rider just at this moment in time. But we've got down to Skinner, who's running 5th. Then Johnston, Curry, Truelove, Seeley, Kerr, Rose, Nesbitt, McGreevy, Dan Jones, Horseman, Patterson, Swan, Oliver, Kurt Wigley, Scott, Archer, Thompson, Hartog, Fraser, Wakefield, Boardboom, and Matt Wigley running 27th. We can go back with the leaders, and they are on their way now in toward Luffield out, coming up toward Woodcote to complete what will be lap number 6, and they are tight. They are tight indeed. Bradley Pirrie the leader. That's the red machine. That's Bradley Pirrie that's gone ahead. Number 97, Bradley Pirrie is your leader from Jamie Perrin in 2nd place. And who's up in the 3rd place? It is Rory Skinner. The Tartan Flyer is up into 3rd position. Well, he dropped back down to 11th position when he looked like he was struggling to select a gear coming down into all Brooklands. It's all going right now for Rory Skinner. Remember, he is defending the perfect record at the moment, but his job is not yet done. He still has work in front of him. Here they come, 3 machines wide on the run down toward Brooklands, and Skinner emerges from the scrum down, and he goes back into all the lead. Does Rory Skinner? They were 3 machines across the track, indeed, almost 5 machines across the track, and Bradley Pirrie, who led 1 lap ago, is now back into 5th position. That's how close the action is up front. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 riders have made a breakaway here. 9 riders covered by just on 1.25 seconds. And 1 rider that did go straight away, he's rejoined. That's number 5. Law has not retired. He pitted and he is now rejoined. And that's probably clean, sensible thinking there by Mason Law, because he's a long way down, Larry. But there will be points going begging. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Well, even if he only picks up 4 points for 12th place, which will be the last place in the GP2 finishers, then that would be worth getting back out there on the circuit for Mason Law. Back with the leaders, and you get more lines there than you'll ever find at Paddington Railway Station there, inside, outside, up in the inside and everything. Here's General Lee Johnson now that wants a slice of the action, and he is bringing the number 69, the Ascot Racing Yamaha, up to challenge for Well, second place. He's up into second place. Skinner is back into the lead. General Lee Johnston, number 69, is up to second place. Bradley Jones, number 12. Then it is Jamie Perrin, number 75. That then will be Bradley Perry, number 97. That then will be Westy, number 3. True Love, number 4. Curry, 61. And it's Seeley actually leading the GP2s on the Quattro team ABM. That's number 34, Alistair Seeley. He finished third in the British Supersport last year, did Alistair Seeley. As we go back with the leaders, can't really see anybody, and that's Johnson. Johnson then outbreaking himself and giving away the second place to Seeley's teammate, Bradley Jones. So easily done. There's a rapid, very high-speed approach to that Beckett's right-hander, and it's all just so easy to run wide and just hand any place back to the one you've overtaken. But he's gone back into second place, has General Lee Johnson, got the Dukes of Hazzard helmet design as the distinctive light blue colours of Ashcourt Racing, the blue and yellow colour racing of the privateer Jamie Perrin, and the distinctive red colours there of number 97, which is Bradley Perry on the Diamond H Racing Yamaha. Leaders are through. Fastest rider on circuit, Skinner. His lap was set on lap number 2, 55.749. The lap record for Supersport, 55.982. Rewrite that, and the new lap record holder at the moment is Rory Skinner for the Quattro Group British Supersport Championship category. British GP2 leader is Seeley, but his teammate Nesbitt is hunting him down, and Charlie Nesbitt on an identical machine, the number 86 rider. That's Charlie on the second of the Tony Scott Quattro Team ABM Triumph machines, who is now second in the GP2, and Cameron Horseman, number 72, he's running third in the GP2s. That's Cameron Horseman on the Nova Racing Transmissions Go Racing Chassis Factory R6 Yamaha. Leaders are coming up now to complete lap number 10. 9 laps to go. Well, it'll be 8 laps to go to the checker flag. This is an 18-lapper. Yes, it is. So that now is 8 laps to go to the checker. And Rory Skinner, just slowly but surely, is building all the time on that advantage. Foot by foot, yard by yard. He is now pulling clear 0.98 of a second ahead of General Lee Johnston, who is 1.18 ahead of Bradley Jones. 0.17 is Perrin, 0.9 is Westman, 0.4 is Curry, 0.6 is True Love, and 0.1 it is Perry. But Perry then has the number 34 machine. He needn't worry about that. He needn't worry about either 34 or 86, because they are racing for their own points. And Perry's in trouble. Bradley Perry raises his left arm to denote that he has a technical problem. Bradley Perry holding 8th position. Number 97 looks like he is going to be a retirement, holding 8th place, and that looks like that is going to be a retirement. We will just await for him to make the run round and in toward the pit lane, but a clear indication as he raised his left arm to tell the other riders that he has a technical problem. Leaders are through. Skinner now 1.2 seconds clear of Johnson, Jones, Perrin, Westman, Curry, Seeley, True Love, Seeley, Nesbitt, Kerr, Rose, Horseman, yes. Perry is now heading in toward, well, in fact, he may well have stopped out on the circuit, I think, Bradley Perry, because he's not come thus far. He's not, as far as I can see, Larry, gone back down the pit lane. But either way, it is a technical problem. He stopped at turn 6. He has stopped at turn 6, and turn 6 actually is the run. It's across at Luffield. It says he stopped at Luffield. I can't see him in front of me there, but it does say he stopped at Luffield, and I'll take that on face value. Rider is perfectly okay. Bradley Perry will fight again tomorrow in the feature race. This does the heart good, though, to see Jamie Perrin doing what we know he's always been capable of, but has been deprived. Well, so was Sir Winston Churchill, very much misquoted, saying, give me the tools and I'll do the job. In fact, the actual quote for Sir Winston Churchill was, give me the tools and I will finish the job. But he's got the tools here, is Jamie Perrin, and Jamie Perrin now, albeit on a somewhat dated R6, his own machine here, Jamie, who is so desperately in need of financial assistance to continue racing, super talented rider, and Perrin at the moment running 4th behind, in fact, let's have a look and see, he's behind Jones, he's up to 3rd, so Bradley Jones is back to 4th. Leading then is Skinner, number 11, running for the Robin Appleyard, the Dougie McAdam and the Tysers Yamaha squad. Skinner 1.5 seconds ahead of Johnston, number 69, then Bradley Jones, number 12, Perrin, Jamie Perrin 75, James Westman number 3, Curry 61, True Love number 4, and then the teammates battling for GP2 honours, 34 Seeley and 86 Nesbitt. 7 Richard Kerr goes to with a triumph in 10th position ahead of Cameron Horseman. James Rose, number 28, another sterling ride with his comeback campaign. The number 28 rider ahead of Corey McGreevy, Patterson, Jones, Wigley, Scott, Archer, Thompson, Oliver, Hartog, Fraser, Swan, Boom. Yoda Boom is up now to 10th in the GP2s. Wakefield, Matt Wigley, and then the retirements, Pirrie, Law and Armstrong. Back with the leaders, and we are in toward the closing 4 laps of this. They're into lap number 14 of the 18-lapper. Skinner even can afford the luxury of a very, very rare... I'm not saying mistake, because I think it was a technical problem. I think he was just at a false neutral or whatever it may well be. It was a gear selection problem, and does not apparently reoccurred again. He's looking comfortable, and he's back to his race-setting pace, and indeed he is the fastest rider again on each and every lap, quicker than everybody else out there on the circuit, such that his lead, having come back from 11th position, he is now leading by 1.5 seconds. Good scrap going on behind, involving, just pause here, Jamie Perrin, who's up in the 3rd place. Jamie Perrin, Bradley Jones, James Westman, Ben Curry and Trulove. A good scrap going on there for what effectively will be the vacant 3rd place on the podium. Looks as if Skinner and Johnson have already put their own mark on their particular spot. Skinner for the gold medal step, Johnston for the silver medal step. But that is still open, I think, for the bronze medal of Perrin, Jones, Westman, Curry, and indeed Trulove. The two Geerling Kawasaki's close formation there. That's James Westman, the green and orange of Geerling, and Ben Curry. And as close as you like they are to Jamie Perrin, who is as close as you like to the rear wheel of number 2, Brad Jones. Brad Jones goes back into 3rd position. That means he's back up onto the podium. Is number 12, Bradley Jones. Podium 3 for the GP2s at the moment are 34 Seeley, 86 Nesbitt, and 72 Cameron Horseman. As the leaders now are into lap number 16. That's lap 15 completed. 2 seconds now is the advantage to Rory Skinner, the number 11 rider. Rory Skinner, 18 years of age, a rider who won the British Talent Cup back in 2018, and it led him to the promise of fortune and riches. And where did he get? Zilch. Not an ounce, not a thank you with Rory Skinner. He must have wondered whether he was wearing the correct deodorant, because he was the back was turned on him for winning the British Talent Cup. Wanted to get back to Spain to run the Moto3 Junior World Championship, but he is physically now just too big to run in Moto3 category. Came in with a fantastic opening run at Knockhill in the Stock 600s when he and Corey McGreevy almost dead heated over his local circuit a couple of seasons ago. But he really is an emerging talent, and Robin Appleyard knows a lot more about racing than I do, because he has chosen the absolute perfect replacement for his 2-time former British champion, the departed Jack Kennedy, who is now looking to get back into the British Superbikes. In then to lap number 17 of the 18-lapper, almost 2.5 seconds now is the advantage to Skinner over Johnson. Perrin's back into 3rd place. Number 45, that's Swanee. Well, poor old Swanee, number 45, is a retirement. Rider perfectly okay, number 45. Jamie Perrin, I think his biggest rival here for that podium has got to be Bradley Jones. I can't really see the 2 Kawasaki's of Westland or Ben Curry mixing it over the last lap. Whether they know it or know it not, they've got Alistair Seeley with the red 34 launching with intent behind them. But it's Bradley Jones to go through to take that 3rd place away from Perrin. Perrin's going to fight him back all the way, and Perrin's going to hold it in toward Loffield. That was a superb bit of riding by Perrin, but he's going to have to succumb here to the ongoing pressures here, because Jones goes underneath him in toward Loffield, and Jones this time does secure that 3rd place as they then go into lap number lap number 18 of the 18-lapper. Perrin now has less than 1 lap to wrest that 3rd place back. How long ago is it since Jamie Perrin has stood on the podium of a British Championship race? I tell you what, Larry Carter, I think it was last year in the GP2s, was it, Jamie? I think he had 7 second places in the GP2s of last year till he smashed his elbow in a big way down there at Thruxton in Hampshire. But Jamie Perrin looks like he may well be denied this podium.
Yeah, Knockhill last year in the GP2, his last podium.
He'd be well satisfied with the rider, I think, Larry. Notwithstanding the fact I don't think he can finish on the podium. Here comes Ben Curry to have a go at Westy. That'll be sad if he takes his teammate down. He doesn't, and Ben Curry just eases back to let Westy have the seat. Perrin tries to start back again. He's going to run wide here, though. I love it. His only other opportunity now is to cut underneath. Bradley Jones on the run toward the line. Take the shorter run toward the line. It's going to be Bradley Jones. As Skinner's going to get the win. Skinner gets the win. It's going to be General Lee Johnson for 2nd place. Who's it going to be for 3rd place as they cross the line? It's Jonesy. Brad Jones. Brad Jones takes it. It's a 1-3 for Tyser. It's a 1-3 for Appleyard and McAdam. And 2nd place, though, for Ashcourt Racing of General Lee Johnston. 11 Skinner, 3 seconds clear ahead of number 69 Lee Johnston, who was 1.1 seconds ahead of number 12 Bradley Jones, who was only 41 thousandths of a second ahead of Jamie Perrin, who was 0.3 ahead of number 3 Westland, 61 Curry, 4, and that is Harry Truelove. We then had the first of the next 5 machines were GP2s. So we know the podium for GP2s would be 34 Seeley, 86 Nesbitt, and 72 Horsemen. Fourth in the GP2s was number 55 Scott and 44 Dan Jones. We then go back to 13th overall, and that will be 8th of the Supersports. That will be Richard Kerr, number 7. James Rose finishing 9th of the Supersports, number 28. Then Kurt Wigley, number 13. And Ross Patterson, the battered and bruised Ross Patterson, 11 in the Supersports. We're back then to GP2s, and that will be 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th in the GP2s. Thompson, number 76, Archer, 47, Oliver, number 20, and 66, Fraser. 21st home was number 74. That was Rob Hartog. He'll be 12th of the Supersports, ahead of Phil Wakefield, number 9. Then Yoddle Burboom finishing 23rd overall, but 10th of the GP2s, number 5050, 99 Wigley, and number 4 Mason Law did get back out on the circuit and will pick up 4 points, albeit 2 laps in arrears of the full race distance, but 4 points in pursuit of his championship aspirations, which is simply to win this year's British GP2 Championship for himself and for Spirit Motor Course.